So Brian Show, one of my buddies, came to me a couple of years ago and was telling me about a Wild at Heart Bootcamp experience down in Tyler, Texas that one of his buddies had told him about. And he wrote me into it. We went down, and on the way down, I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know, this really isn't for me. This is kind of for the other guys. I'm not really, hold your hands, kind of kumbaya, sing around the campfire kind of a guy. And it wasn't like that at all. To put it mildly, it was one of the single most impactful things that I've ever done in my entire life. Eldridge's message to men about living a life of freedom and adventure and chasing beauty is just so on the money. And my wife and I had a good marriage. I wouldn't necessarily call it a great marriage before this boot camp experience. I'd been a Christian since I was 8 years old, and a couple things going into the boot camp that I'd never really heard from God. I'd always read the Bible and had gone to church, but this whole thing of an authentic, real, communal relationship with my Creator, it was something that just, quite frankly, was a little distant to me. And so through this boot camp experience and this message that Eldridge puts out, it was really for the first time in my life that on a hillside of Tyler, Texas, overlooking a lake, that I heard from God very tangibly. And that's not right, to be a Christian for 25 years and not hear from God. For the first time in my life, I really started living as though I was living in a story that God had put me in, that He is our hero, and that in this story, like all the stories we love, we have a villain, we have an enemy, and yet most of us really don't live like we do. And so as my buddy and I are driving back from this Wild at Heart experience, we decide that we really need to bring this back to our home church, that there are so many guys that we interact with every single day that are just, they're going through the motions, that they're seeking that kind of life and freedom and adventure that we are geared for as guys, but they're either seeking it in a completely distractive manner through distractions like drugs or alcohol or porn or whatever it is. It's different for every guy. Or they're just completely passive and they're kind of just living this resigned life. We decided this is a message that can tackle that head on, and we can bring change to families through our home church and through our home community. And so that really started us on the journey of putting an experience together in our community and in working with our buddies. We put together a leadership team, and we're getting ready to do our fourth Wild at Heart experience this fall of 2012. We've launched an organization called True North Ministries, and it's remarkable to see how God has really worked through this and bringing this message of life and freedom, and how, as Eldridge, to paraphrase John Eldridge, he says, the gospel of Jesus Christ is better. It's better than what we've ever imagined, what we've ever been told. And that's the message that we hope to get out through True North Ministries. After my experience of this boot camp and having gone through several, and I get so much after every experience that I go through, it's changed me as a person. I pray for real. I wake up in the morning and it's something very tangible for me. My wife sees me praying for her, for our children. We pray over our children. We pray very specifically against the spirit of fear in our house that has totally revolutionized my household. And my wife would attest to that as well. And you see this, you hear stories from guys, but I would just urge the guys who are watching this right now, go talk to some guys who have been, go to one of these experiences. It will change your life. And ladies, if you're watching this, go talk to a wife of a guy who has been. Their lives are different. This does change people. We call it True North Ministries. It's kind of our organization that we launched this through, because our mission is to bring men into a full, authentic relationship with Jesus, because He's our true north.